F.O.O.D The Podcast, baby. You understand me? F.O.O.D The Podcast, baby. You understand me?
Real nigga radio.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Real nigga radio.
Real nigga shit, man.
We got
who we got in the building tonight?
Who we got?
Who's the real nigga today?
Who we got in the building today? Who we got in the building today?
So they call me Autumn.
Today.
Autumn Mason, but if you know me, and it's Audie Maserati.
Okay.
You know
Hey, she should run. My name is Autumn. Yeah, Shabuya, roll call.
I'm Big Harriet. Don't call me slave hoe.
If I was Mexican, bitch, I want them pesos.
Big though.
Roll call.
Alright, Autumn. We got Autumn in the building. What's the deal, man?
And we got silent partner with her. Don't worry about
Silent
that.
partner.
We got a few of
Silent
those
partner.
in the cut.
What's your name, silent partner? Kelly Duval.
Duval.
Hold on.
I was like, what?
Chill Duval.
Kelly Duval.
No.
What is this
Y'all
about?
seen Harlem Lights,
What is this
right?
about today? What are we talking about?
Y'all
What
seen
are
Harlem
we talking
Lights?
about? We're going to talk about so much.
Kelly Duval.
Duval.
Oh, Duval.
Smile, bitch. Smile, bitch. Just saying. You might people, I didn't mean like that.
Okay, look. Okay, who y'all bring with y'all? What's her name right there? She
That's
in the cut
Cash
trying to
Money.
hide.
Cash Monet.
Shout out Cash
Here
Monet.
on the
Y'all
second
raw
half.
with the names. Y'all got the rawest names in the industry.
I know, we the rawest females in the industry.
That's right.
We got ABKD boy in the building, man.
EBKD boy in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shout out to Rod.
Hey, nah, but what you do?
Yeah, let's get into that.
Well, how do you wrap that all in one pretty package? I do a lot. I just be real about who I am. And somehow I get a lot of opportunities off that. So professionally, I am a incarceration survivor, which means I have experience being incarcerated in prison and jail. And I am now working professionally as a doula, which is a professional birth support professional, and a parenting educator for the Minnesota Doula Prison Project.
Okay.
I also sit as the chair for the Minnesota Department of Corrections Task Force for Justice Involved Women and Girls. And I am leading a project to bring housing for women who are re-entering with children here in Minnesota or here in St. Paul.
Re-entering
From incarceration.
Okay, talk about it.
That's right.
That's big shit right there.
I
Definitely
have
big shit.
a couple titles, but all in all, like I said, I just be real about who I am. I'm an advocate, policy change maker. You know, I was really instrumental in the Healthy Start Act, which was a new law that was passed in 2001, which allows women who are pregnant or postpartum up to 12 months to remain in community instead of going to prison so they can stay with their children.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So that was signed by Governor Walz on May 14th, the day after my birthday last year.
That was this year, right?
Last year, 2021.
Last year, 2020.
Or
Okay.
I'm sorry, 2 years ago, 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wowzers.
I got a question though.
What's up?
Do you smile a lot?
All the time.
I see you got nice cheekbones right there.
Yeah, I inherit those from my grandma. Shout out Miss Louise Bolin.
Shout out Miss Louise, man.
Smile
Yeah,
muscles.
Miss Molin.
Ain't nothing like them
1186
grandmas.
Hague Street.
So speaking of grandma, that's your cousin. Right?
That's my cousin.
Okay.
I
She on the other side, but she know
I-
Gammy.
I got a different grandma.
I
She
think
on the
I'm
other
their
side, but she
cousin
know
too,
Gammy.
man.
And y'all legit cousins. This ain't no Minnesota cousins.
Man,
I
if
think-
you from St. Paul, you know that we
Yeah.
cousins.
Look, I
Okay.
think I'm their cousin.
All right, St. Paul, say so.
I don't know. We got a lot of blood relatives. If you include both sides,
Oh, damn.
woo, that might be a third of St. Paul right there.
We all got the same forehead.
I don't know. You kind of got some cheekbones too, though. Look, take your hat off. Let me see.
Not right now.
He said, nah.
on the neck.
He's talking about
second.
foreheads. What is you
On the
trying to
next episode.
say?
Nah, y'all, I love y'all forehead.
We
man.
glowing up here.
Oh, we got Chef Trey in the building, man.
Trey
He
just
walked
Chef
in.
the
Trey.
Cook that shit up, Trey, on me.
Man,
Hey, y'all finna
whipping?
eat good.
Oh, yeah, he
Finna
was.
eat good.
I'm
man.
trying to see what it be about. I like to eat. If you didn't
What you
know,
making? on the menu?
Trey, what you cooking up there? Or you want to surprise them? What you cooking up today, or you want to surprise
You give
them?
us sneak previews, or we gotta earn the shit.
Hey, Chef Trey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Chef Trey in the building.
I'm just doing burgers today.
Ooh, with the what? Can you do a Juicy Lucy?
Burgers with a twist.
Hey.
I can't do it today.
Okay. I should eat that on camera anyways.
It's
I
$5.
really want that.
Oh hell no, we finna get that.
Might be
That's
happening.
happening.
Roasted garlic.
What you said, son?
Tomatoes.
I ain't gonna say that loud.
Smoked Gouda cheese.
Can you tell me
With
how
the
to go
smoked
live
Gouda.
on mine?
Smoke Gouda,
Look,
smoke
you
Gouda.
got messages.
Smoke Gouda.
Y'all look, they over there in that social media going crazy. Look up.
First of all, I'm blocked from Facebook for 22 more days, and they are my number one hater.
22 days?
They blocked me for 30 days. I'm on day 8.
Dang, you going through it. So what the fuck
Hard
they
out
put
here for a pimp.
the fuck they put you on there for?
You want to know the truth?
I really want to know the truth.
So my sister made a status, and she said that her baby dad asked if he can claim her daughter, but he don't even take care of her daughter. And I'm saying that on live camera. I don't care.
Ooh.
And then I said, instead of saying the cuss word, because I get blocked all the time, I said, shoot, niggas could have claimed they self, but they took
cabrón. Damn.
Whoa, they took it as shoot niggas. That's shoot. Yes.
Look,
I
that's how I got.
You see what I'm saying?
That's whack.
30 fucking
They whack
days,
for that.
man. And they won't let me appeal it or nothing, because
That's
I appeal
whack.
everything.
Okay.
They did that shit to me before. Me.
I ain't never got kicked off Facebook really. Well, I did one
I get
time.
kicked off
But
every
one time
month.
I was just
Me too.
I can't be controlled. I'm like C Murder, but instead I'm T Murder, you hear me? Bossolini. The unstoppable. Go! Big fat. That little bitch, she say she fuck Rockyy, please.
I was just adding people on
They hate
Facebook.
me.
You must got 5,000 followers like me. Yep.
That shit sad.
So that's a lot.
They try to say that
That's the
you
max,
have
ain't it?
you have too much
the max?
influence on what you can put in the media. That's what they told me, for real.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all,
Oh,
I
that
get like
shit.
100 likes. That's not even shit. That's like 0.5%.
Hey, look, man, there's people on the bottom third of that, man. Stop playing.
You right. But I'm just saying, if you gonna block me for something, block me off for the
Occasionally, that's
attention.
me.
You can motivate 100 motherfuckers. They don't like that.
I appreciate that too.
Nah, for real.
I mean, you right. You're right. I gotta look at it from the
Influence is bigger than
But I don't feel like you wrong for that though, because they did me.
yeah,
like
because
that.
they don't have nobody on their panel, because you got to appeal to the panel. They don't have nobody on their
They don't
panel
got nobody
that
on
understands our lingo. So the things that I get blocked for are
shoot
simple things.
niggas tomorrow. Like, damn, that ain't what I
dude.
said. I said shoot nigga tomorrow.
I should have put a comma.
see that.
If I would have put a comma in that
Fucked
shit.
up.
Oh, they bogus.
They
though.
see that. All
I'm
they
trying to
think of
promote
is
my
some
businesses.
racist
I got
shit.
businesses to promote. As soon as we get done with the interview, just let me know when it's time.
Oh no, shit, we gonna do that probably all throughout. So anyway, boom. So let's get into Doula.
Yes.
Almost like medulla oblongata, but not really. All right, I was just playing. I had to throw that in there. All right, but anyway,
Low key though, I was thinking
medulla
Medulla.
oblongata. What is that? I mean, well, you said what it is.
So you want me to describe what I do?
Yeah, let's get into it. Yeah.
Well, I actually feel like in the black community, all mothers, cousins, sisters, aunties, we actually all play a role as a doula. So what it is a birth support person.
Yeah.
When a person goes into labor, it's that person who nurtures their mental, emotional, and physical, non-medical. You know, so for instance, all of my clients are justice impacted, which means they're either in prison, in jail, on parole, probation. But most times they're in prison or jail, which means if you're incarcerated, you can't have anyone from outside come to your labor or delivery. And so as a professional, I'm the exception. So when I go to their labors and deliveries, it's my job to nurture them, care for them, like comfort them, advocate for them, you know, certain things like that, and as well as help them emotionally cope with what they're dealing with, because that is something that unfortunately you guys, well, fortunately for you, but unfortunately you guys don't understand, like the gravity of the emotional experience of delivering a child, but then to also have to separate from that child within a certain time frame. So most of my clients have to go back to jail or go back to prison. So they'll have like 24 to 48 hours with their baby.
Oh, no.
And then their babies have to go away. Yeah. So the typical community doula just helps them create, like, well, not just, focuses on creating like a birth plan, coming to the birth, coming to appointments, giving that emotional support. But when you're a prison doula, you have to do that plus help them coordinate custodial arrangements, help them cope with separation, help them with parenting education while they're incarcerated, because it's a different experience than when they're with their children. So there's a lot of different aspects that fall into that. And really, all of this came about for me because I experienced it myself. And before, you know, I was 27 years old in 2014, went to prison, and I was 8 months pregnant. When I went to court on April 14th, I had a plea deal before me that would allow me to stay on house arrest for 8 months and do 10 years on paper. But the judge decided to overturn it and not only give me the mandatory sentence, the mandatory guideline sentence, but also give me an upward departure, which means above that. So I had to sit in prison for 36 months. Which I signify that because I was not in no way prepared to go to prison, nor were my children. I had a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and I was 8 months pregnant.
Threw it at you.
Threw it at me. Unfortunately, I had the family and the foundation and the support for them to be able to, you know, make things work, even though it was still a struggle. But what I realized is that was not the norm. Typically, the women who I was going to prison, or I was in prison with, who were going through the same thing, did not have that. Yeah. And on top of that, it was multiple women who were coming back not knowing where their babies was going because they didn't have any caregivers lined up, and their babies was going into the system.
Damn.
So it's all, you know, it's based off my experience, but it's also because it's an injustice because, for one, if you don't go through that, you won't think about that. Like, I didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to prison, I found out that 2 out of 4 of my aunties had also went to prison after having children. And at one point, my mom was a caregiver for my cousin, which I didn't realize she was staying with us for that reason. I just thought she was staying with us because our family's so close-knit. I didn't even realize that my auntie was in prison for 6 months or 4 months or whatever it was, you know? So what I realized is this is more of an issue than we pay attention to. And then also that's so much of a population of our people who's not getting support that really need it. And if you don't want to, this is what I always used to say, like, I don't care if you don't care about me because I did make a mistake and that's why I'm here. But my baby didn't do shit. Yeah. So if you're going to, you know, take it out, anybody take it out on me, let her have the opportunity, you know what I mean?
To be great,
yeah, so you ain't going to give her an opportunity, I'm going to make it an opportunity. And not only will I make it an opportunity for my baby, now I'm going to come back and make it an opportunity for every other baby that I can touch. Yeah. Because they really will, I don't even want to get into that because I am working with the DLC. You know what I mean? Yeah. So politically, I was just, I have an outlet for exposing the truths that need to be addressed, and that's how I became the chair of the task force. Because we're an advisory task force that's appointed by the commissioner of the DLC, which means that he elected me to be the chair of the task force, which is like the president over it. And our whole point of being a task force is 20 elected people from either personal experience or criminal justice background or some kind of social or community advocacy. We get to have input and make recommendations for policies that pertain to women and girls that are in the prison and correction system. So now I can say what I have to say, but I can say it in the right. You
can say it to the right people the right way.
Right. I was gonna say, like, do you know any people who was born in prison that's old and like right now?
So actually, yes. Not only do I know people or have I met people, because I've had the opportunity to travel and experience meeting people from other places, but one of my close, I call him a friend, but one of the chairs of our board for the organization I work for, who he actually was born in prison. He was born in federal prison, and I'm sure that he wouldn't mind me sharing his story because he's actually working on a documentary right now. So I want to actually plug him. So shout out to Tommy Franklin. But he was born in prison. He was born in the federal prison, and Dallas, Texas, and I can't think of the name right now. Nope.
Oh, okay.
Can't think of it. It'll come to me. But he was born in that prison, and he's not ever been able to connect with his mother. And
not even to this day?
Not even to this day. He's still in a search for his mother. Yep, he's about 40, 38, 39. And, black man. I think he live on the east side somewhere in St. Paul. But he's a real,
Yeah, we got to holler at him.
That's documentary. Filmmaker. Yes, he's a phenomenal person. And you're just real, And so not only has he experienced it, but he also has experience. And I'm just going to say for a filter, I have a Minnesota license to smoke. So politically, if you want to look that up, they're going to do it because they always fuck with me for everything.
What's his name again?
Tommy Franklin.
I might can help him. I know how to find
for real,
anybody.
he got a big, he just got I can't remember the name of the festival, but it's some type of big festival that's in like the West Coast, like maybe Denver, Colorado or something. He just got, his documentary just got nominated. I don't want to misquote because I can't remember what it's called, but he's on his stuff, and he's also on his search. And not only is he on his search and his journey, he's also trying to help other men and women and children who are impacted by this justice system. So I'm just going to take it like a whole nother direction. But this past fall, our organization had this training in Montgomery, Alabama. And a part of the training, we were training 20 other doulas who are community doulas to become prison doulas so they know the specifics of working with people in prison. And so we got to go to the Equal Justice Institute, what is that called? Historical Museum. It's a museum in Montgomery, Alabama. But this motherfucking museum was so impactful on my spirit, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, it portrayed like a physical, virtual, like 3D experience from the beginning of the slave trade all the way through now. But it like was depicting how really the criminal justice system is based off the slave catching system after slavery, and how they were capturing free slaves and forcing them into free labor. And if you've been in prison, you know that you're damn near working for free labor. And you also know that in certain places they increase the amount of people who go to prison just because they want to be able to impact that, especially any state that has private prisons. They always going to look for that money, So being able to go through this experience, and I'm bringing it up because I was with Tommy at the time, amongst all of our other cohorts and colleagues, and just being there and being a black woman from, my grandma came from Selma, Alabama, 100 miles from where we was at. And knowing that whatever happened, Montgomery, Alabama was like the top port for slaves at that time, So when you go through this museum, right, they got this part. Somebody take this because I can't do it. They got this part where you walk in and there's these cells. I can probably find it on my Snap. It's these cells and they have holographic people. When you walk up to them, it lights up and you can see a person and it feel like a person for real, and they're talking to you and they tell you their story. And like there's like maybe like 8 or 9 of them, like 4 on this side, 4 on this side. And I went to every one, and every one of them felt like somebody that I could connect with. Like, this could be my sister, this could be my auntie, this could be my mom, this could be my brother, this, like every one of them. Then I got to the one where it was these 2 kids. And they were like 4 and 5. They was little kids. And they was like, have you seen my mom? They took us for my mom. And like, I bawled. I just broke down fucking crying. Like, it just brought me back to when I was in prison and they took my kids from me. They took me from my kids. And they took me from my kids, in a manner that like, it was unnecessary, especially when the prosecutor was agreeing to the plea, So for me, that shit hit me so differently. But it really made me realize that in the United States, we are always on a struggle for our freedom, for our safety, for our free will, for our peace of mind. Like, and it's just, it's fucked up, but it's the reality. Like, this is what happens.
Yeah. Like, my mama, like, when we was young, they had came and got us from her crib. And, like, she came to see us. It's like 5 of us up in there. She came to see us. My AT came because a couple of her kids was in there too, and we thought we can just leave with them. When they was leaving, and we thought we can go with them, that was the most fucked up feeling of him. Cause I'm like, she like, it's alright, we gonna come back, this and that. You feel me? But it was the judge had to ask us some questions and shit like, do your mama beat on you? Do your mama do this? Do that? You feel me? Like, and that shit, that was hard as hell. Like, that shit was crazy, man. Like,
how old were you? If you don't mind me asking, how old were you at the
I
time?
think I was like 7.
See?
And there was some crazy shit that happened up in there too, man. Like, a lot of crazy shit. I ain't gonna speak on that right now.
And I'm sorry, I don't want to evoke no feelings, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, in our community, this is the norm that we don't speak of because our community is based off just filling in where there's gaps so we can support each other. But really, this is a systemic issue, you know, and then you always want to talk about trauma and trauma-informed care and the ACEs study, which studies like the factors that, the traumatic factors that happens in a person's life that contributes to their physical and mental health and their longevity. Like, if you have, they say if you have 4 or more ACEs, then you have a larger chance of like pretty much every type of cancer, like all these medical issues, right? And the ACEs are based off of like family separation, homelessness, physical assault, like things that in our community, there's 9 ACEs. I looked at it, I fit 6. So I was like, I feel like I had a pretty healthy childhood.
Yeah.
And that's really a problem.
Hell yeah. So what about the 9?
That shit fuck with a lot of people's mental health.
It not only fucks with our mental health, but then we're supposed to just get by like nothing's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, we don't get no opportunity to get mental health support. Like, you don't see a lot of therapists in our community, you know, so where do you vent? Especially, and I speak for this for so many people that I know personally, but for black men. Don't ever be a black man and be emotional or express how you actually feel in community or in society. They're going to find a way to ridicule you. Because the society has told y'all that, or told us that that's not appropriate. But that also comes back to slave mentality and the slave trade. Because their main thing, if you read the Jim Crow laws, the main thing was to take the biggest black man and break him in front of everybody. And then you will control for 4 generations.
And I said that in the shop today. And I was rapping. And I was like, and when I was rapping, I was like, we started a revolution. They put us in institutions. Put our women in prostitutions. And fuck up our evolution. You feel me? So it's like, I feel like
that shit.
It feel like we just motherfucking, like I was telling them, I feel like, man, damn, I feel like we some motherfucking scientific experiments or something. Like, it be feeling like we don't belong in.
Hell yeah. It's just like everything's a test. Everything's just a trial.
And I want to take a shot to that. We need to open this.
Well,
so go ahead, do your thing.
Let me get your phone. What am I gonna do?
Oh, you gotta bust that open. That's that roca paton, you know.
I want my cousin to bust that open.
Roca paton.
Whoa.
She's
drink that roca
tequila
paton.
drinker. I'll help this.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have her bust it open for me.
Is that gay? Is that a pause moment? I mean,
Yeah, do one of them ad libs. You know, bust it. I don't know, something funny.
Glizzy!
Shout out to Stand Alone. That's real shit right there.
that's real shit right
That's not the one. That's
Okay,
not
we
the
go.
one.
There we go.
Yeah. We finna bust that motherfucker open, man. I was on pause on me because that shit was.
That works.
Drinking some tequila.
Kinda
Who's
off.
already drinking tequila?
Oh, look,
Y'all
we
was-
right up y'all alley on me.
Oh, y'all gotta work in the morning.
We out there.
It don't matter
roca
what happens, I
paton.
show up when it comes time to show up.
Roca paton.
Take some Tylenol,
what
some
this is.
I
ibuprofen.
got a whole stash. That's
Gonna be good.
I don't know where to put my phone on. You have to put it right here again. What you said? No. Shut it down. I'm
There's some more cups up in there.
Y'all ever had it? Y'all ever had the Roca Patron?
Thank you.
No, because I'm really not a tequila drinker.
Talk about it.
I appreciate it. Kelly.
No, it's not. But why'd you say shit?
That's your name? Kelly.
Huh?
Alright, thank you, Kelly.
Oh, that's what you said.
Alright,
it?
shout
Nope,
out to
I'm telling
Kelly.
the
Nah,
truth.
let me quit saying.
Speak my mind. You're on camera.
I like you said our name, but it sounds like
You're
my
on
shit.
camera.
You
Raquel.
You gonna
Yeah.
put your own troubles.
I'm just saying.
If I get in trouble, I want you to be the motherfucker and you did.
I'm just like,
To get you in there.
no, we about to take
Get you
shots.
in
I
there.
just seen your message out here. What did I do?
That's cool right there.
Because I'll end all this right now.
Wait, what the fuck?
Man,
All right.
You married, so you
You can start a track hawk with that shit. Me.
for
Bye.
her trouble.
You said what?
Cash, what's up? Come on, baby.
I think
Send
you
it
left
up.
that bitch. No, low key, you did bring it.
To the left.
I know there's a plug over there.
To the
somewhere.
right. To the right.
Cash, can you find me a plug over there in the kitchen?
It's in your car.
What is Chris Paul's stuff? Never mind, I'm not gonna say that loud.
Alright, we finna do a taste test real quick.
Oh, I need a chaser for sure. Water is fine.
You gotta get your first sip just in the raw. You gotta taste.
Bro, I've
That
been
first
drinking
one.
Crown Apple. Y'all trying to kill me? I'm trying to be courteous and just drink with y'all. I'm about to die.
You definitely
I gotta get up in the morning. I need some water.
It's some water in there.
But I'm a real nigga though. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll throw this shit back if it was a weekend.
Can we get a
I
real
got
water?
to get up.
It is.
Good thing tomorrow's
I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we got a whole lot to do.
What y'all gotta do?
Yes.
A whole
Sprite.
lot.
Right, yeah,
Thank you.
We out the Roca Paton.
I said, so me and my sister had a plan, right? We was gonna do a podcast. This was like 3 years ago. But we was gonna do like a what is it called? A parody. We was gonna do a parody of Kevin Samuels, and I was gonna be Kavisha.
Oh, Kavisha.
I'm saying
Damn,
it.
that's timely.
He didn't care about what he said about us.
He ain't
Shit.
Well,
If I would have called into his station, he would have roasted the shit out of me. How many kids you got? How many baby
I'm saying
daddies?
though, I'm saying though,
But
how
what?
much of this shit would you have called in and said, and how many times
I
have
would have
you
never
ever called
called
in
him. That's why I didn't call him.
100% felt what they were saying?
I don't know. I feel like Kevin Simmons.
Was you ever?
All
was
I
it
said,
any? Was
hold
it
on, I
any?
didn't say anything offensive. All I said was I was gonna be Kavisha Samuels. Is that wrong?
No, hell no.
Something
I know.
good.
You should have
No, I was
said
saying 'cause he
Kavina.
passed away.
Kavina
Kavina.
Simmons.
I was just saying because he passed away.
Okay, everybody gonna pass
Like, yeah.
away.
How
So
did
I'm
he
supposed to be
pass away?
sensitive to everybody
He was
that
getting
passed
some
away?
cooter.
A little
No?
bit when it happened.
A little bit.
He died getting some cooter.
I didn't say anything disrespectful. I just said I was gonna be
She
Kavisha.
say how did he? She say how did he pass
But
away?
when you said he ain't care
He got
about
some
what
cooter.
he said when he said it to us.
He didn't care. If he was
I'm
alive
just saying,
and he was
so-
sitting right next to
just
me,
saying, yeah.
I would have been like, "Hey,
See
bro."
that movie Color Purple?
No, no.
Hey,
no,
hit
no.
one of them.
That ain't what it was. That is not what it was.
Hit one of them
How
voices
he died on top of me.
on top of me,
Roca
The
Paton.
Roca.
like on
Roca
on the
Paton.
video. All right, cheers.
What's
Roca
up?
Paton. We out the
Yeah,
Roca
let's
Paton.
get one in real quick.
Aight.
Let's find out. I ain't never had this shit.
Shout out to all the doulas.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to all the doulas and the birth workers. Shout out to
Hey.
Chantel Norris out in Alabama. That's my real nigga. That's my G.
My ass, that shit
Oh
strong.
shit, yes.
That shit good. What's wrong with y'all?
Nah, that shit ain't bad.
That shit tastes fruity a little bit.
No, it don't.
I'm sure that looked terrible on
That
camera.
hit hard, okay?
Exactly, shit like that.
That shit tastes.
All of y'all put the face on.
good.
I did twice.
Everybody did that.
That shit.
Lemon pepper dust.
Yes sir. Yes
You
sir.
can't hear the shit that he's
Sprinkling,
playing. It's funny as
sprinkling.
hell. He said
Sprinkling.
liver pepper dust.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to Kelly.
I'm gonna plug her up.
He wanna do all.
Alright, yeah. So,
Shout out to Kelly.
They all do.
Okay.
oh yeah.
Shout out to Kelly. Y'all do
And
it.
don't forget, we gotta give a shout out to.
She said, "Ooh."
We gotta give a shout out to Wristwork Barber Lounge.
I can't be controlled. I'm like C Murder, but it's lit. I'm T Murder, you hear me? Bossalini. The unstoppable. Go! Big fat. That little bitch, she say she fuck Rockyy, please.
Richwork Barber Lounge.
Wristwork Barber Lounge, major
Cut
sponsor.
it.
About that.
Cut it.
I like
Cut
that.
it.
I like
So
that.
about
Cut it.
that,
Yeah,
I've
for
seen
sure,
the
for
logo
sure.
somewhere. Where are you guys located? On the other side of here?
We on University.
Oh, that's where Cody used to work?
Yep.
Yeah, recipes Cody.
R.I.P. Cody.
I didn't know him personally, but that was my brother's friend. Y'all don't know Winter? Also?
I might if I know him by. I don't know. I probably gotta see him. I don't know. I might know him by face. I know a lot of people by face. You know, I ain't.
You cut hair?
Yeah, yeah.
You cut hair?
Yeah, that's my shop.
I cut up. I don't cut hair.
He cut up.
On the roca.
I look like
On the roca.
Shout out to Roca Paton.
Right.
No mommy's way. This shit is
That's
good.
what we gotta say when we go on this cruise. You don't feel like what's gay? That you like roll it up, TK?
No, I ain't say that. I ain't say I like that.
If a thick ass stud came your way, you wouldn't look.
Look, they did a little video.
But look,
It's a woman.
Okay, say what you gonna say again.
it's a girl.
Okay, let me get in the camera. I said, if a thick ass stud
No.
woman
Hell no.
walk your way, you ain't gonna look at her ass?
No. But if she doing priorities,
Man.
but listen to me. If she doing priorities,
What if she took all them clothes off?
Oh my God.
Whoa. How did she get there?
Oh, how did you get there? Because it's real.
Oh shit.
What if she took all them clothes off?
If she do a priority, how they say that shit?
Don't know that.
Parody.
But don't they,
What if?
don't they usually like bandage their breasts down?
What if she wasn't bandaged and there was no clothes on?
If she did a parody and she was arched that motherfucker like she a girl.
She a girl again.
She's a girl.
What Kevin Gates say?
She a girl again.
So,
She's a
what
girl
Kevin
again.
Gates
at the
say?
end of the day,
She's a girl again at that point. She's
What
not
Kevin
doing
Gates
no nigga
say?
stuff.
because there be
I'ma
some
punch
pregnant
dick
studs.
all in that
She's
bitch.
not doing
There
no
be
nigga
some
stuff.
pregnant studs. How you think they got
care.
pregnant?
Cause they.
You think of, and they be having hood niggas for their baby.
Fredo, shout out to Fredo Bang, man. He got 2 lesbians pregnant. A stud and a regular lesbian.
I'm pro-choice,
That's
pro
right.
everything.
If
but
she
it's not
arching
my
that
business.
motherfucker like she a girl,
Because it's not my
then it
business
wet
what a
like
person
girl,
chooses to
like,
do.
oh, no.
Wow.
Bing bow.
Pity.
Hey, Trey,
Okay.
you got one with never mind. with no tomatoes.
No, garlic tomatoes.
No tomato. Damn, that sound good.
Okay,
Yeah,
bing
I
bow.
tomato. I don't.
Okay.
What's up with
I just don't eat tomatoes. Fucking man, this Trey, man.
Okay. That
Trey
motherfucker.
makes it.
So many people up, so I still got some more I got cooked.
I'll wait on mine then.
Okay.
Thank
But
you.
it's a burger with homemade burger sauce and roasted garlic tomatoes and fried onions and smoked Gouda cheese.
Okay.
Shout out to Chef Trey.
I wanted to repeat it, but you know what I'm talking about. You got to be a chef to do that.
That's where you're supposed to chop a boop, chop a bob.
Supposed to drop.
on fire?
Which one is it?
You gotta pick. You gotta pick a good one.
Lemon pepper dust.
Yeah, we gonna pick that one. That shit look 5-5, yeah, on me.
Yeah, with these type of burgers, I'm gonna need 3 more of them.
Oh, you finna get wild, huh? She finna get wild.
They big.
You said a Juicy Lucy, didn't you?
Tell about 3 of them.
You like, make a
Then I
Juicy
said
Lucy.
not on camera. And then I was like, you right.
Imagine that.
Please some.
That's yours, Cash.
Why don't you introduce a newcomer? Sit next to you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who we got right here sitting next to you? You know, like who is that?
Magically appeared.
Cash. Now come
That's Cash Money.
Kashana.
Kashana, and your nickname is Cash. That's raw as hell on me.
They got the rawest nickname.
She really gave me that name.
Cause y'all don't want to know the last
Raw names. They got raw names.
Alright,
Yeah,
I got a question though.
Because she earned it.
Okay, where y'all come? Where y'all come?
Definitely. Where we come from?
Where y'all come up with Kelly at?
She found me.
She found you.
Yeah.
What's your real name?
Y'all want?
I know that ain't my
Y'all
real
can put it
name.
down there.
Your real name Kelly?
It might be.
Yeah.
She don't look like a Kelly.
I feel like one.
As long as it ain't R. Kelly, shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nah, I like our Kelly.
That's funny.
Can we not? Do we not like R. Kelly still? I still like R. Kelly.
I like him.
Oh,
I like his music.
Still listen to R. Kelly.
can you listen to R.
Imagine
Kelly?
that.
How am I gross?
I mean, like I always say,
Alright, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
that's not my business.
What? Hey, what R. Kelly say?
How many of y'all?
Like if a man wanna fuck
Everybody who can listen to R. Kelly. Everybody who think you can listen to R. Kelly, let me get a hand up.
I respect everybody. I respect R. Kelly. Shit, do
Shit,
you know how many gay rappers?
I'ma say I'm gonna keep my hand down because
that ain't the same.
How many gay rappers we listen to?
How is that the same? Explain it.
A gay rapper? I'm gonna say this. I don't judge
about a gay rapper. We talking about
you right.
A man who is attracted to little girls.
Yeah. You right, and I'm not gonna condone anything. All I say is I don't get in the preference of people's sexual desires if I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right on.
That's their business. His music and his personal life is different. So if
music is music.
I personally
music is music.
Artists, you know, they speak the truth in their songs.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of artists, politicians, all type of people who do all type of extravagant, weird, sexual shit, especially on the foreign waters. We done already heard about them. Even we, motherfuckers who did this sexual shit with these kids. With Gary, what's his name? Epstein. What's his name? Epstein. There's a lot of sexual shit, and I don't want to get tangled up in their shit.
Gary Epstein, cash it out. Private jet to the island.
What I said was, we be kids. I didn't say teenagers and young adults. I think I was paying taxes by then. I can do what I want to do. Well, anyway.
I would beat your butt.
I don't know. I ain't gonna stop playing R. Kelly.
I just say when I listen to R. Kelly, I don't think about his personal life. I just listen to the music.
That's right.
Yeah.
We gotta separate. We gotta start separating artists, music from like morality.
Okay, so y'all gonna ever stop listening?
Now, if he makes some new music, I'm not gonna listen to that.
Don't be scared to speak into that.
He already got some new shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't be scared to speak into that mic too.
I listen to I Believe I Can Fly.
Hey, but look, would you still listen to Gunna and Boston Richie?
And they snitches.
Who?
Yeah.
I don't know if either one of them niggas.
Don't be scared to talk into that mic.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna stop listening to Boston Richie. The nigga raw.
But he was a young nigga and told some shit. Like, you know.
That's just what I like.
There we go.
Shooting shit on sight. I ain't gonna stop playing Boston Richie.
Well, if we're not getting on the snitching culture,
nigga ain't snitch on me.
Hold on, if we want to talk about the snitching culture, we have to acknowledge that there's really no code of ethic amongst the streets in 2023. Y'all talking about code of ethic in maybe like 2013, 2003, back in the day. There's no code of ethic out here with these young niggas. They don't respect nothing. They don't respect
6ix9ine and Alpo, they changed the game.
When 13 and 14 year olds became a threat to 30 and 40 year olds, then there was no fucking code of ethics in these streets.
You know why?
I'll tell you right now, if my cousin was still on these streets, it wouldn't be a young nigga alive that could rob him.
You know why the 14 and 13 year olds going crazy right now?
Why? Because there's no
guidance. Don't do karate. They don't do karate. They play with switches. You feel me?
Yeah, literally.
They practice switches.
And where did they become acquainted with switches? Because
I know my son started rapping.
I know of several occasions where it was adult men who introduced young boys to gun violence or holding guns or carrying guns for their protection because it gave them a lesser opportunity to have to go to prison for a long term. So really, again, it becomes a social responsibility in some aspect, and that's why there is no code of ethic now, because I don't know about where y'all grew up, but when I grew up in St. Paul back in the day, it was like a code. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't walk, like, everybody's mamas knew everybody's mamas, everybody's grandmas knew everybody's grandmas. There was no, you couldn't do all that weird stuff and get away with it. Like, you was coming home and you was getting handled. Before you got handled, they handled you and then handed you to your mama.
Right.
So now you can't speak to nobody's kids. You can't hold nobody else's kids accountable. Like, I don't know the details of what happened at Jimmy Lee. But I know when it was Oxford,
the kids don't even respect their own parents.
No, at all.
But that's where it starts, is when they don't respect their own. It's like, shit, you can't, what you expect.
I know a lot of parents who, and that's why
keeping with their kids.
This is a perfect segue to our next project. I know a lot of parents.
Real nigga radio.
Period.
Okay.
I know a lot of parents who are really fed up with the criminal justice system in Ramsey County, particularly for juveniles, because they continuously throw them back into the streets. Yeah. They have closed so many juvenile facilities. Do y'all know there is no female juvenile facility in the state of Minnesota at all?
Whoa.
So how is that possible? They have to stay in county jail. Period.
The teenagers?
Girls, anybody under 18. Or under a certain age with a juvenile record. Because if you're adjudicated, then you go to prison. But, yeah.
So do they be in the cell with grown women and shit?
No, they definitely keep them in the juvenile center. But the point is,
it's a county jail part, right?
It's a jail, and if you've ever been to jail versus prison, hopefully none of y'all been to prison. But if you ever been to jail, it's very limited recreation, outdoor activity. You know what I'm saying? Anything. And in prison, you get those opportunities. Well, there's no type of outer local facility for juvenile girls. Only county jails. And it's really an issue because even for the boys, there's only one facility, and that's Red Wing. So if Red Wing's full, then we have an overload of all these kids. They're throwing them right back into the system. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really I'm really on the cusp of prison reform, so it's hard for me to say open up more jails and open up more facilities, but at the same time they have to implicate something. So I really think it's a community response that's needed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes, and what I'm seeing in St. Paul particularly, sometimes when you pitch new innovative ideas for programs or, you know what I'm saying, opportunities for impacted youth, they're willing to give those opportunities because what they've been doing ain't working.
Yeah.
And they know that. And they got to admit that.
You got to listen to somebody who know.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it really is a cultural response. For instance, in these schools, a lot of these schools are filled with white people, white men, white individuals who don't really know how to identify with the factors that our black and minority youth have to deal with.
For sure.
So then when they go to school and they're trying to either vent or they're expressing themselves, they have no idea.
Can't even fucking.
And they're not only stigmatized, but then they're criminalized and penalized for the same things that a young white kid would then be treated by therapy. You know what I'm saying? Given other opportunity, other outlets. So at the end of the day, it's like we as a people have to create our own systems, programs, and infrastructures to support our people, because if we keep leaving it up to other people, they don't understand our people and they're just going to keep throwing them in jails, foster care, all these programs that, you know what I'm saying, is just really hindering our community from thriving. Back in the day, we didn't talk to none of the white people about nothing. We all as a community would get it together. Oh, such and such went to jail. Okay, they kids need this. We gonna take them over. You know what I'm saying? We did that shit. And that's what my grandma taught me. So in my more moral compass and my code of ethic, it's like I don't really want, even when it comes to child support, I don't really want no type of system in my business. Type of involvement. I will figure out how we can correspond or correlate or make sure that we make this work. But other than that, like, they have no knowledge of what we deal with. So how am I going to leave it to them to make the determinations to impact me and my children and my family? Like, that does not make sense.
Child support be failing motherfuckers too.
It does.
Shout out to Autumn, man. I'm finna take a shot for Autumn. She just
take a shot for Autumn.
She just took that shit to the head right there, man.
Hey, they don't even know. Ooh, shit, I keep forgetting this tequila.
Hey, did y'all taste the burger yet?
Nah, man.
We need a taste test.
I was kind of waiting for you, man. I ain't gonna lie.
We need y'all on the way on me?
Yeah, I was on the way.
Y'all shit gonna get cold.
Well, the blunt went out, so we can go ahead and have
cash money in the way. I see that by the name.
I ain't gonna.
I want to go.
Hey,
I don't want to make a mess all on camera and shit.
It's gonna go crazy. Don't even trip.
Man, bang that shit. It's gonna get cold, man. On me. Trey be doing his thing, man. Don't get your hair in the way. You need. Let me see. Do I gotta?
Yeah, man. You know Chef Trey, man. He be, it's Trey's flavor, man. Just in case y'all was wondering how to find Trey, man. If y'all want to find Chef Trey, man, y'all look him up. Trey's flavor on Instagram, man. He's going nuts, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Putting it in. Dude got all kind of shit going on.
I like that sauce.
I got it.
I like that sauce. You make that.
Lizzie!
He say putting it in. That nigga say putting it in. I had to hear that.
Damn, that was an accident, B. You weren't supposed to be paying that much attention.
I'm listening to every fucking word. So,
hell nah.
Autumn, how is it? A1 patty.
Okay. Okay.
Kelly, how is it?
I like that sauce, the fried onions.
She like this.
I like
Okay.
the sauce too.
It's the sauce for her. Okay.
Too much sauce. Hey, shout out to Chef Trey, man.
That's right.
You ain't get tomato on yours.
Hey, I'm gonna get it on mine. Fuck it.
Man, they
Kelly,
too many good reviews, man. Man, I was waiting, man.
Okay, let's see.
Us to the test.
Romy
Let's see your opinion. What's your opinion?
Lemon pepper dust.
Let's see.
That shit needs some steak fries.
Yeah.
That motherfucking fat nephew.
That motherfucker
good nephew. Yes sir. That bitch fat.
Yeah, Chef Trey, that's what it is? Yeah, okay.
Alright, shout out.
Cause we already took that a whole bar pizza. And that shit was good, but this
where y'all go? What bar y'all went to?
It doesn't matter. We don't disclose.
F.O.O.D. I'm not just fucking with you. Shout out to F.O.O.D.
Shout out to F.O.O.D. Sammy and you.
Y'all got some good ass tequila margaritas on my soul.
Some egg rolls too. No, you gotta go get
some chicken jerk tacos.
F.O.O.D.
I gotta pass that bitch off so I don't get the cream in that bitch.
F.O.O.D.
They got some egg rolls.
Hell yeah.
It's double platinum.
Ain't no egg rolls better than Chef Trey shit.
That bitch with uranium.
We gotta have egg rolls.
What you know about that platinum? What he say? What you know about that platinum?
The rest of us, they
hey, the best egg rolls out here, Chef Trey. Berea egg rolls, Chef Trey, man. On my soul. Them motherfuckers so good. Hey, look, I'm gonna throw this in the air, Trey.
No fries would have did it though.
On me. Hey, Trey.
Yeah,
I'm gonna throw this in the air, man. And I hope you do it one day.
With that sauce.
If you open a restaurant, please do it, man.
Is that camera even on? Cause we got that.
Yes, sir. It's on.
If you ever do this, please throw it in the restaurant. Berea Burgers.
How you gonna make a Berea burger?
Berea
burger. Get that bitch in there.
You can do it just how I just did this burger. Instead of all the other stuff, add Berea meat on top of the beef.
Don't be telling no secrets.
Yeah, you can't give them the whole.
Yeah, that's for you, man. That's for you.
That already sound legit.
Berea?
Jerk burger.
Yeah, he got that shit in the bag already. Hey, this nigga be baking, man. Oh yeah, damn. Well, never mind. Never mind. Oh, about to
That shit was pretty good though.
Yeah, man. Trey be going crazy, man.
Shout out to Chef Trey.
Shout out to Chef Trey. Cheers, Chef Trey.
Okay, another one. Y'all trying.
Y'all gonna have me.
Y'all must watch Drink Champs or some shit.
Let's take a shot. Let's
That's
how they be on that one. They be on that bitch. Let's take a shot.
What is that?
I'm still waiting for my registration to go through or whatever.
You alright?
Tickets. Yeah, I registered. But I ain't get no confirmation email like everybody else.
Damn, motherfucker need that confirmation email. This up.
Where's my phone? Should I check right now?
Man, that's the Queen Bee. Yeah.
Real nigga radio.
F.O.O.D The Podcast, baby. You understand me?
Hey, we got Autumn in the building, man.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Got her
We
in
back
the
on?
building.
Yeah, and we got a beat on for you. I want to hear you rap real quick.
Cause you know,
I'm
know
not
you didn't
gonna
learn
do it.
them.
I'm not. I did used to rap.
Oh.
I retired when I
You
had
going.
kids, and I said I wasn't going back to that. Like,
That's right, shit. We finna still get some of them. We finna get a hot eight.
What up?
Go hard.
She still got a
What about
hot eight.
Cash? Cash, you can't rap.
Everybody used to go hard on the track.
Oh.
What about Cash? Cash, you know I rap. What about Kelly?
Oh no, they ain't playing. Man. Damn, I'm a
But
barber.
and I
Damn, I'm a
learned,
barber.
I
Shit,
can't. I don't rap anymore, but I do have a book coming out.
But she do
So I wanna
got a
plug
book
that.
though.
It's called When Autumn Falls.
When autumn fall.
Yeah,
when
and
it's
it's
gonna
gonna
fall.
be nonfiction, somewhat replica of my life, somewhat. There's people in it like these people, but their names ain't in it.
Some of that shit might have happened. You know what I'm saying?
So some of it happened, some of it.
But some of that
it's
shit
like
might have really
BMF.
happened.
It's
I'm
like
talking
that
about,
show
yeah.
BMF.
Yeah.
When Autumn Falls.
You never
I got
know.
a chopper and that
Could've
got
happened.
an audition.
Yeah.
My niggas,
$15 on Amazon.
$15
That's right.
Coming to a digital book.
Hey, is it coming
This
to
my book
Tubi
manager right here.
Is it coming to Tubi or is it gonna
This
be
is
on?
my security guard.
It's gonna start on Tubi. I'm talking about start on
Man,
Tubi.
it's best stuff.
Yeah, I'm fucking with
Hey,
Tubi.
they definitely about to try to pick that up. Hey, if
fucking
they know
with
what's
Tubi.
good for them, they
Fucking
gonna
with Tubi.
capitalize on
fucking
that.
with
You know, we can make a deal. What's his name?
Murder Pain.
Yeah, Murder Pain.
They
We
going
can make
crazy.
a deal. I'm gonna tell you right now, Autumn Falls. And when
Ooh,
Autumn
Murder
leaves,
Pain.
part
Autumn
2,
Fall.
when Autumn leaves. So you better get on it right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm on part 3.
Damn. Okay.
So she got like whole motherfucking 3 seasons already.
Yeah.
What you mean 3 seasons?
So you got 3
series.
Oh, 3 series, yeah. I think
3
that's all that
seasons.
is.
3
2
different seasons.
I have 2 series. And then I'm also working on a book which is like somewhat of a non-fiction tutorial on
I'm new to
what
this
to
shit.
do when you go to prison. And then I'm going to do a backup or
Wait,
What's your noodle game like?
I got a question.
what?
That's on my soul.
Noodle game.
Hey, bro, on my soul. Look,
Hey, okay, I'm gonna tell you the hold on. You said what's my noodle
Lemon pepper
It's
dust.
so funny y'all say that because my noodle game ain't shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you whose noodle game is the shit in the pen in Shakopee. Yo ass.
I'm like, yo, that's right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Go crazy.
Hold on, wait. So Cash.
Hey, so the noodles and the fried rice was Cash all day. I'm like,
What? She had the recipe.
Same unit. We was in the same
So Cash,
unit. Yep.
you got a bomb on the noodles?
I got a bomb on the
Man.
man.
Alright, what's your top 3 ingredients? I'm talking about what you gotta have in order to make this.
So
wait a minute.
Hold on.
Hey, look, we got noodles in there right now.
Hey, look, we talking about.
We got noodles in the
about
kitchen
inside.
right now.
Man,
We talking about inside.
that's not the same thing. We
Man,
talking
fuck
about
that dessert,
inside.
man. Look,
Talking about
she say
inside.
she
We
got a
talking
bomb
about
on
inside.
noodles.
We talking about inside though. Inside.
talking
right?
about
No disrespect to
Hell
Trey.
yeah, that's what it
The
was.
real-
She say she got a bomb on the noodles, man.
Nah, but she
real
had the
hookup.
plug on the vegetables.
She make them.
Hell yeah.
She make them burrito
She
noodles.
had the what? Hey, she had the plug on the
She say
vegetables
she
for
got a
the
bun.
child. You know what I'm saying? She had all the ingredients.
Yeah.
Hey, Cash, she
Ooh.
be coming through the courtyard with the big ass hands.
Cook that shit up, Cash. Okay, Chef Cash, Chef Trey. We gotta see something. We gotta see a
So
collab.
what's crazy is, I think when I first met her, I might have been like, oh, I got a picture. I was like 10, 9, maybe like 8. Maybe like 8. And we grew up in like the
Damn.
same neighborhood, you know, rec center, all that. Then, as we grew up, you know, life happens. We kind of go our separate ways. We're still acquainted, but we're not in like direct contact. And then, when I end up in prison, you came after me, right?
No,
You was there after me.
was I?
Yeah. I think you went there
No, you came
before,
after, I feel like.
And then I came, and then you came back.
No, I feel like you came. Yeah, I did.
I came in April of 2014.
2014.
Yeah, how?
Because I went in
Because
2011. I went in 2012.
I mean, and then you came again after Kalani. What year was Kalani born?
No, I was there and I never came back.
In 2012?
Yeah. I only went one time.
So when I came, you was there for that long?
Yeah.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
I was there for
I remember.
Damn, I thought.
Let's take a shot for cash, man.
Hey, take a shot
Take
for
a shot for
cash.
cash, man.
Cash
Cook
money.
that shit up, Cash.
Cook that shit up, Cash.
That shit up.
Motherfucking Osaka Benny Hunter, she got it on my mama.
That shit hurt.
Yes,
Yeah,
but for real.
I'm like,
Now
like
she got her own business. You know, she's also a mentor to the youth in the community.
Okay, what's Cash business? We want to know.
I'm a painter.
You a painter?
Yep, I do commercial and residential.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm starting an online boutique, clothing boutique, women's boutique.
Oh, yeah.
All black, you know, women's clothes. So look out for that upscale. Yeah.
Look, she talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
cash money.
Upscale, you know.
They know.
I fuck with Cash. I mean,
They know.
I fuck with that.
So yeah, you know.
Okay, what Kelly? What you do?
My cousin, she got her own business also.
That's what I was
I
getting
do
to.
body sculpting, waxing.
Body sculpting. Yeah. So would you do some Bandman Kevo type shit?
Some who?
You don't know Bandman Kevo?
That nigga got a BB.
He got his whole body done. Nice.
Yeah,
He's
but
nice. She do post-op. So you go to get your surgery from Dr. What's his name down there?
Miami,
Dr. Miami.
Yeah, go get your, and then she gonna do your after.
And then she gonna take care of you afterwards.
So if a nigga coming up like, man, I need some packs, I'm fat as hell.
She about to get that bread.
You finna
I'm gonna
get that bread.
you finna just lay down. I'm saying. What? Shout out to Kelly.
I do facials too. You get a facial.
I like that though. I like that shit.
I like that shit. I like that.
Yeah.
So you know what I was with y'all?
What's up?
Y'all seem like some pretty successful young men.
Okay.
I'm proud to see young black men, doing their thing.
Man,
What made y'all start doing this?
Man, this shit was already happening for free, and we was like, damn, man, we gotta stop just doing this shit for free, Joe. We gotta start getting this shit in the way we can make it make sense. And it just be making so much sense on the regular. Like shit. I've been cutting hair. I'm a barber. I've been cutting for like 10 years.
Okay.
I own my own shop. And bro, a dope ass artist, and amongst other things, I'm talking about. And list goes on and shit, and and then so we just like team, I'm talking about team F.O.O.D. I'm talking about. So this shit was just already just kind of cooking up a little bit,
So who is team F.O.O.D?
Team F.O.O.D. That's me, that's bro, and that's standalone clothing. Reese, who was here earlier.
Okay. So it's three guys.
Yeah, the three musketeers.
Yeah, I went to
I can't believe you don't remember him. She like, you like. He was quiet back then. That's the problem.
Who that, Reese?
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese says.
I was trying to think like.
Shout out Ben May. Shout out Dr. Fretwell. Okay.
You talking about Benjamin E. Mays?
Benjamin E. Mays. That's
Benjamin E.
You must have been in
He said,
Minnesota.
I read that shit on the building.
That went there. That's like,
Okay,
I read that shit on a piece of paper.
Back in the day, we was there from like 93 to
You do look good for it. You've been in Minnesota for a while.
93 to what?
I've been here since like
I don't know, like
2001.
93 to like 97.
Yeah.
Shit, that's when I was born.
That came up here like
Okay, well I was born in 87, so
Right, okay, yeah.
if I was born in 87, I probably started like 93, 94.
I was just born. Shit.
A little bit late.
He said, I was just getting started.
I've been through some shit.
Late.
Nah.
Alright, but anyways, we go back. We go back to, we was all on the playground together over there. She was up the street at Jimmy Lee. We was at MOK.
Okay. I used to work at Jimmy
We was
Lee.
at MOK, she was at Jimmy Lee. But I used to go back and forth, I ain't gonna lie. I had fun.
I used to go to Jimmy Lee too, yeah.
I used to be at Jimmy Lee.
It was more good at Jimmy Lee. It was a different environment.
We had the long.
Jimmy Lee said
We had the loft.
Well, we had organized ice fights at Jimmy Lee. We didn't have guns and stuff.
Hell no, that wasn't that. It wasn't that. That ain't even it.
Yeah,
that ain't for real, Jimmy Lee.
Having that at MLK, you wasn't coming to MLK with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Miss Mildred was had that.
I never really went into MLK.
Me either.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
I definitely was a Jimmy Lee kid.
It had some whack
Is MLK, that's like the center, right?
Yeah.
I went there before they had like the little Langston Hughes play up and all that.
No.
Langston Hughes.
The theater.
Oh,
Yeah, that shit was raw. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Them niggas in that bitch snapping.
Yeah, they do. That shit's dope.
They upgraded.
I like that.
It's like
I should take my kids up there.
Okay. Y'all standing up.
When they have another Langston Hughes,
Y'all standing up for MLK. I felt like y'all was just standing up. Was that standing up for MLK? Y'all like, hold on, put some respect on MLK, nigga.
See what? Well, let me tell y'all something. When y'all come to Minnesota, and no disrespect, because respect to wherever y'all came from, but when you come to Minnesota, you have to respect the heritage and what is our community, especially when it comes to Rondo. Because Rondo went through some shit that was historical and built some shit that was historical. Rest in peace, Tiger Jack. Rest in peace, Miss Fletcher. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And on top of that, like,
that was before my time.
It was before your time, but that was a time where it was very, you know, it was very comfortable. Like I would tell my kids, like I used to go outside from all the way on Dunlap and Hague and walk all the way to Western and Fuller.
On bikes.
And be kicking it for 8 hours.
Miss Fletcher spanked
You
me
hear
one
what I'm
time.
saying? For $5. I thought that from King's Market, you know what I'm saying?
King's Market.
Inner city. Yes. Inner city.
What's it called? Inner city? Inner city? What's that? What's inner city? Talk about
we
it.
stop at the Loft, then Inner City, go to King's Market, double back. You know what I'm saying? Go to Tabasi. Tabasi wasn't even Tabasi back then. Tabasi was Conoco.
Yeah.
Real shit. Real nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be from the trenches when you come here talking about this real. You know, and it's a lot of phenomenal people who was born and raised and uprooted in St. Paul, Minnesota, you know, and they don't get their recognition like they should.
Tracy One Stop. Let me see how.
Oh, Tracy One Stop. You don't remember what? Porky's. There you go. There you go. Porky's. So,
okay, so how long? So
the burgers with the onion ring on the top.
How long Susie been out
That
here?
used to be lit.
How long Susie been out here?
Little Susie? How old is she? Shit,
how old is Susie? I don't know.
That's how long
That's
she
a good ass.
And you know what?
Question.
People need to start showing her more respect.
Yeah,
she need to show herself some fucking respect.
She should, but at the same time, come
it takes
on.
two.
It's a drug act.
It's exploitation.
But the way that people,
So at one point, I seen Susie,
Most of these people
and I told her,
like
I said, Susie, do you know how many views you got on YouTube this week?
But she just ignored you.
She was like, can I get $1? I said, no, you can get $1 million.
She don't even know she can get paid.
You could get $1 million.
YouTube, you know, market yourself.
That's wild.
So now I see people coming up off her left and right.
Yeah.
And all she wanted is $1.
Even people
Content
who ain't
creators.
even here that just seen
Very
videos
much.
of her and stuff.
Very much. Like the two
Content
little girl
creators.
that
I almost picked her up one night when I was driving down.
Yeah.
I was driving down.
I ain't gonna say no names, but I know somebody who hit her one night because she wanted to walk in the middle of the street. Yes.
You talking about like punch?
I was about to say, was it me?
You said hit her?
You so mad one day.
Damn, you was for real when I said hit her with like the car?
Yes, and I'm not gonna say.
Oh, I thought somebody like hit her like bogus.
Child, I thought it was me because I had an incident like that with her. But I got out the car. I thought it was a kid. I'm like, this kid ran away. It's 3 a.m. I'm going to the after
Hey, I seen
I'm not gonna do it.
I seen the one chick. She hit her with the Russian leg sweep in the parking lot of Holiday. That shit.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Exploitation. People just disrespectful.
But she was out there too, so it was fair.
Shout out to Chef Trey. We got
lemon.
Is that Is that? I know I am.
Lemon pepper dust. No
lemon pepper dust cookies.
That is so nice. That is so nice. Thank you. Chef Trey is
Chef Trey.
This one of this.
I gotta get this.
Oh man, what's to these trades? Let's talk about these beautiful things right here, man.
That's so nice.
Stuffed cheesecake cookies. This is stuffed. Hold on. I fucked that up. Hold on.
It's stuffed.
Let me break it open.
Cheesecake cookies.
Stuffed sugar cheesecake cookies
Lime, zested lemon.
with zested lime and zested lemon.
I can smell it.
It tastes so good.
The lime is still kind of warm, so the green one.
Thank you.
I'm about to say, what? I'm just about to say something. I just
I might want to still let your boy.
What you finna say, Cash?
my bad.
Hey, Cash, what you finna say?
Hell yeah, we is.
I was hoping we wasn't.
It's crazy. What the fuck?
I'm so
I ain't never heard it, had it.
What you finna say, Cash?
What's that stuff with again?
Can you tell me?
A world record right here, baby.
Just tell me my earphone.
Look, Mike, he wanted to
Turn the camera off.
Look, I'll take it. I want to know.
NDA. See, there's the levels to
Damn, these motherfuckers is overly good.
Gotta sign an NDA for that
What
type
is
of
that? Lemon
information.
and what?
And the thing about it is,
Cheesecake.
I'm finna sign this NDA, bro. What she said?
He wanna know.
I want to know.
Take the headphones off and everything.
Leave is all right.
man,
Go ahead and tell him. Let him sign it.
this is so good.
Look, this ain't.
These are so good.
It's the lemon busting for me.
You can't see it.
I don't know what it is. I'm high.
Are these different?
Yeah, they do. One lemon.
Did you put weed in this?
Should have.
Little work.
Coming soon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you go
How much for
crazy.
a dozen?
In the room working on that.
Oh man.
Hey, Chef Trey, how much for a dozen?
Half of it.
I want the Oreo cheesecake.
I want both of them.
This nigga's like,
Where's your catalog?
he's a wild boy with this shit. I don't know what the
Where's
fuck.
your store
You know
at?
what? Fuck a store. You need to come to the pop-up shop
He needs a building.
at the slime. Yep. Yep.
That takes a little bit of
You got
salt.
Barber shop?
Yeah. You doing pop-up shop twice
Every
a month. Twice
You
a
ain't
month.
tell me.
Oh
Twice a
no.
month.
I'm
Oh, every
upscale.
once a month.
Upscale gotta be
I can
there.
only do one. I
That must
can
be
do twice a
something.
month.
Man, this motherfucking cookie
Alright,
old.
Send me the info. I'll come to it.
Yeah.
Right on University.
Man, y'all can't see that, but that
Yep.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm about to plug the next business.
See that
Go
right
ahead and
there?
roll the camera.
See that right there? It's
Oh
beautiful.
my god.
We on to part 3 or 4.
Give me my cookie.
What is it, like a buttercream?
Hold on.
I can't even eat that much because that shit.
I mean, the
take
filling.
Cheesecake.
I'm gonna take the rest of
Oh,
that.
it's just so
with me.
creamy.
See,
Oh my
I knew
God.
it. It's cheesecake.
It's so butter.
What can I say?
We need some of these for Valentine's Day. We want a whole order together.
That way up there. Give it back.
This
Can
better
you put
than
this in a
This
cupcake?
better than
Can
crumble.
you put this in a cupcake?
Now my baby is better than cookie crumble.
Yeah, you ordered something.
Oh my god. What the fuck? You got cheesecake in it?
That is my
Bro,
shit.
where you
my
been?
Oh my god.
What the
Oh my god.
I want to come to this podcast every week. At the end.
Oh,
At the second part.
For the food.
let me bring the Patron next time.
Oh shit.
Y'all looking for a regular co-host? Let me know.
Taste food taster.
Mm-hmm.
If it comes with food and
Hear me out.
Damn, that shit got cheesecake in the middle, man.
festivities.
Imagine that. That nigga's
You ain't even see
Imagine
that.
that.
It's not.
That nigga said.
You don't even
Oh
eat
my
sweet.
cookie, bitch.
That's your
Damn.
cookie.
Okay, I feel you, Cash.
That shit wild.
I don't know what you said, but I ain't.
I said you only eat sweets. That's what I said.
What? It's sweet.
She lying, bro.
She lying.
No, I'm saying that now. Yeah.
That shit's wild.
That's better.
Wild successful.
How you do that?
My nigga's wild successful.
For real. How
That's a wild.
Tell the truth.
That's a wild successful
So is it
answer.
like-
No, don't tell us. Sell
That
us.
shit's wild.
He said the game.
I got money.
Tell us,
Give me
tell
this
us.
shit.
Okay.
For real, I keep coming every week.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
Or he come to us.
That's so good.
Now,
I ain't gonna lie.
This shit is so good.
Shout out to Cash Money, man. She love that shit.
Cash Monet. Cash Monet.
She love it.
Cash Monet. I named her.
Shout out
I think I
Kelly.
named Kelly Duval, but she don't remember it
You
either.
name me something.
I named like 3 of your kids, so.
No, you didn't. You want credit for that so bad.
she wants credit bad, huh?
Definitely did.
I'm narrating.
Which one?
I can name everybody's kids.
Name one.
I'm a doula.
Name one.
I'm a
So,
birth
So
worker.
who know how to make shrimp
It's
fried?
my job to bring
Who
kids
know how to make
to
shrimp
birth.
fried noodles?
Not me.
Stir fried? You can barely say it. What do you say?
Shrimp. It's shrimp fried noodles.
Oh, I thought you said stir fried.
I make pretty good American food. I don't know what type of food that is considered.
I've
You
never.
know how to make steak and shit like that.
Yep.
See, I don't eat shrimp. So.
I'm at steak too.
Yeah. How that look in the middle? Tell me.
Tell me.
Tastes good, no matter how it looks.
It tastes good.
Tell me the truth. It's a little pink.
It supposed to be pink in the middle.
It's a little pink in the middle. Man,
long
that
as
shit,
you
what
lick
the
it
fuck
the
is
right
we
way.
talking about here?
As long as you look at the right way.
That shit went somewhere.
She does make good steak. She makes it all the time. She makes
Oh,
it
yeah?
for
I'm like,
breakfast.
baby, no, baby, no.
But it's a little pink. You don't like pink.
I mean, as long as you
You
lick
might
it.
want to know
I gotta
in
just leave the
advance.
pink
As long as you
out
lick
there
the juices and shit up.
Oh,
Wowzers.
well, you
Okay,
know,
yeah.
where else?
But these cookies, though.
Oh, so what type of podcast
Cookies,
is
though.
this?
Can I get a
My
Sprite?
bad, my mind get fucked up a little bit sometimes.
Ash, give me some of yours.
Sorry.
I said parenting education, not sexual education. How many kids you got?
Enough,
Little bitty
huh?
baby.
He's a baby.
Little bitty baby over there.
Damn.
These cookies,
You in your head.
Oh.
Cookies is scrumptious.
What are you talking about, though?
Scrumptious. Dang, man.
Thank you.
Shit is scrumptious.
Yeah, you. How many babies you got?
None. 5.
A nickel.
Okay, how many births have you been present to? That's my real question.
2. 4.
Oh, okay, 4 out of 5. That's pretty good. What happened on the 5th one?
Damn, a nigga.
We don't want to talk about that. Dead subject. Change the subject. How many kids do you have? May I ask?
Huh?
How many kids do you have?
4 girls. That's my husband.
Okay.
I got a question though. I got a question.
It's about the conversation. I'm just gonna get
4
somewhere.
girls.
So how many births have you been accompanied to?
I've been present.
I got a question though.
4?
Oh, this is your husband?
Good for you.
I've been present.
Yeah. And how many
Hey,
kids
I got
over
a
there
question.
off the camera?
Oh my bad.
Oh, go ahead. You got a question. He's off the camera, so
Hey, I got a question for Kelly.
Oh, she's not even in the interview. What?
Hey, Kelly, no.
2. How many births? You can answer all the questions you want off the camera.
Who's?
Kelly is for a red flag. Okay.
Red flag.
It's 4 red flag.
It's 5.
It's 5.
It's not the kids, it's the baby mamas. That's the red flag.
That's
Oh, shit.
honest, got you.
It's not the baby mamas. It's the child support connected to the. All right, never mind. Never mind. I'm coming from a whole nother from a whole nother angle.
On a personal level, on a woman from a woman's perspective, it's not about the child support. Is it about the child support to you?
No, it is.
Y'all ain't gotta pay that shit. That's why.
No,
Y'all
I'm not even saying that. Like, on two different levels. For one, if you're really with somebody and you love that person, you try to find a way to help support them. But on two, if you don't care about a nigga, you don't care about how much he's spending in child support, you're gonna make a way. So either way, it's not your problem. But
I don't
you
trust her.
either choose to make it your problem or choose
I don't
not
believe
to.
you.
What you mean?
My baby mama is rich and I still pay child support.
That's because she supports the child more than you do.
No, she's
It
petty.
could even be just as much
She's
as her
petty.
being there
No,
every day.
if she
Has to
makes
do
more than him and she
everything,
wants child
cancel
support, do you have visitation?
How much child support?
Do you spend time and
so much.
equivalent money when you're spending time with your child?
I spend more money than time.
Time is more valuable than money.
No, I feel like if you're spending time and you pay for your child amongst the time that you're spending time with them, and the other parent's financially stable, there should be no question about it.
If I'm spending
She just
time
don't
and
like me.
money, and
What if you had your
Me
son? What if you had your
immediately
kid
now.
Yeah.
for like the last 8 months, just taking care of him, and mom just
So
been
that
cool.
so if you're not
child
going to
support.
equate to you should be on child
She should be
support
paying you child
because you're not doing nothing personally. Like, you're not creating no type of bond. You're not spending no time with them. You're not engaging with them at all. So I feel like it's either a balance between how much you pay and how much time you spend with them, or if you're not spending no time with them, it's absolute child support you're entitled to.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
but they ain't gonna do. They ain't gonna hook a nigga up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I don't
it
get
is.
that though.
It
Like,
just, it is
if we both fucking
They
at the
gonna
same
make you
time
fight
and
for
we
that.
nut at the same time, why do I gotta pay shots? She nutted too. Why she
So
gotta pay
that's why I
shots?
said. So listen, this is what I said.
That don't make
If
sense.
we hold on,
They They give the woman too much fucking leeway, man.
This is what I'm saying. In certain ways, you're right.
In this shit.
In certain aspects, you're right.
So like,
but at the same time, if you have your child, even 25% of the time, and at that 25% of the time, you're providing all the child's needs, even clothes and hygiene, whatever, then I don't feel like you should pay the government to regulate your child support because you're supporting your child in your time. That's my opinion.
We gotta pay to feel good.
No, you have to pay to support your child.
And we support our child.
For instance, when my kids go to their daddy's house, they don't take nothing.
My kids.
Because what do they need to take anything for? They got everything they need at their daddy house. I don't ask them to put nothing in my house as long as they take care of everything at their house.
My kids got everything they need at my house. But I'm paying child support for 2 of them.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
That's why I said
They got everything they need. They can go in the refrigerator if they want to. No fuck. Ball that bitch up.
I'm not saying the system is correct.
Why do I
I'm not saying the system is correct. I'm saying in my opinion.
It's all about the free money.
Especially when you take care of a man, take care of another household.
Have you ever taken upon yourself to go to the court and get an amendment? Or
how come child support don't make you focus on the time?
Okay, you want to know why?
They make you focus
really
on the
know why? Hold on. Now let's break it down. Do you really want to know why?
Why they more focused on you paying versus making sure you spend time? If time is worth more than money,
you're right.
They go to women first.
Hold on, you're absolutely right in every aspect. Because if you really want to know, it's a systemic agenda against the black community because the child support, welfare, all that typically was pertaining to the black community. And what did they require? They require for no black man, no household to be in the house, no man to be in the household, right? So they took the man out the household and demasculated the man from the priority of the household dynamics, right? Then they imposed child support. It's another regulation against the black man. Ultimately, so that's why I say I'm opposed to the whole system in general having any interruption, but in reality, most people are not. Most people are influenced because in order for them to get benefits, in order for them to get child support or child care, medical, all that, they have to put their baby daddy on child support.
Yeah. All right, but look. First of all, these motherfucking cookies good than the motherfucker.
It is.
First of all. Second of all, shout out to Chef Trey. Third of all, what the fuck? If we all if all men convert to Moorish American, we ain't gonna be paying no child support. Yeah. If we put all our kids on our medical, we ain't gonna be paying no child support.
But
and what the fuck is the female gonna do after that? Some females use that as a grudge, like this nigga don't want to be with me. They don't want to fuck with me. And they be like, oh yeah, I'm finna put you on child support. What the fuck? Come on, man. Like, you mad because I failed relationship that you want to put me on child support?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Go get you another nigga.
It's really an injustice for black men, especially having a brother. I have seen that it is an injustice towards black men, but at the same time, this is what happens when we depend on the white man's system to regulate what happens in our community.
Exactly.
Because we shouldn't even have them interfering with what we got going on anyways, because again, they're not culturally aware of what we need to do.
And I ain't trying to
that's definitely a topic that we can focus on because and
I'm not trying to sound like
what's that is. So what is that how we gonna end this song? We gonna end this song about talking about that? Okay.
I should have had my little
damn, I had some more to say. I was finna turn to Malcolm X.